Sophie travels a distance of 35 miles in 2 hours and 30 minutes through busy traffic. Calculate Sophie's average speed in miles per hour. Now notice this is a non-calculator question, okay? And to work with speed, all right, usually we think of that formula, don't we? Okay, speed is distance over time, or we might even remember the speed, distance, time triangle, okay, which I'll refer to in question 10 now. But this is non-calculator, okay, so you can't use a calculator here. So I'm going to sort of think about different approach to working this out. So first of all, I would write down exactly what she's travelling, okay. So she's gone the whole distance of 35 miles in 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? So she hasn't got very far, but it's busy traffic. So I'm going to write that down, 35 miles. Now, 2 hours, 30 minutes, right? Now, in order to work with time, all right, in maths, sometimes we need to change to decimal, right? Often we need to do that. And we have to be careful here how we change 2 hours, 30 minutes into a decimal, all right? The mistake would be to write 2.3, okay? That's what people often do, right? And that's wrong, okay? It's not 2.3 as a decimal, right? You need to think carefully in terms of what 30 minutes is. If you think about 30 minutes in relation to an hour, 30 minutes is half an hour, isn't it? Yeah, 30 minutes is half an hour. So instead of saying 2.3, I should really be saying 2.5, shouldn't I? Because actually, 2 hours, 30 minutes is 2.5 hours. That's how we would say it, wouldn't we? 2.5 hours. So 2.5 as a decimal. Okay? Now, what I need, right, I need to get her speed, average speed, but ultimately, we're looking at working out how many miles she does per hour, it says there. Yeah, that's what speed means, miles per hour. So how many miles in 1 hour, right? That's what we're looking at, working out. How many miles they do in just 1 hour. Right? Here we've got 35 miles, but that's in 2.5 hours. So I'm going to think about scaling this. Okay, if I scale this, I can work out how far she does in an hour, and if I work out how far she's gone in an hour, that will be her speed. All right. So 35 miles in 2.5 hours. Now to scale this down to 1 hour is quite a challenge for me. Right? It's quite hard to do that. All right. But one way we could do is sort of think about scaling it so this decimal sort of goes, right? Now think about what happens if I double this, if I times it by 2. Okay, if I double that time, of course I would get 5 hours, wouldn't I? Because 2.5 hours doubled, 2.5 hours doubled is 5 hours. But of course, if I'm doubling the time, I then need to do doubling the distance. I need to find what the equivalent distance would be. So if she's doing 35 miles in 2.5 hours, in 5 hours you'd expect her to do 70 miles, right? In terms of what's going on here, all right? So nothing wrong with what I've done. It doesn't mean that she's actually gone 70 miles. It doesn't mean that at all, right? And it doesn't mean that she's been traveling for 5 hours. It says here what she's been traveling for, 2 hours and 30 minutes, and she's traveled 35 miles. But if you kept on going at that average, at that sort of speed, in 5 hours, that's the distance she'd go, wouldn't she? If she kept on going through busy traffic, she'd just double the distance, wouldn't she? In double the time. Now that's 70 miles in 5 hours. Now what I can do then is work out what it would be in 1 hour. Of course, now I can get to 1 hour, all right? Not difficult to do that, because 1 hour goes into 5 hours 5 times. So if I split this by 5, divide it by 5, and then I do the same here, divide this by 5, okay, then I will get how many miles she does in an hour. So 70 divided by 5, well, I'm not sure what that is necessarily, okay, so, you know, if you know your tables, you might be able to get this out really quick, but let's just do it this way as well, just to double check. 5 into 7 goes once, yeah? Okay, 5 into 7 goes once. Not exactly though, because there's 2 left over, isn't there? So the 2 just left over we write here. And then 5 then, this is 20. 5 into 20 goes 4 times. So actually then it'd be 14 miles. So basically Sophie travels 14 miles in 1 hour. The speed is 14 miles per hour.